is the second week of January you entered, January 10th, 24th January onwards, JEE means exams will start. Means exactly 2 weeks are left for the student. 2 weeks are left, be careful. So, generally in the last moment, students will feel tension about the examination. So, that is, don't worry about that because this time, majority or many topics are deleted in the exam, and that too, the last 14 days or last 2 weeks, whatever you wanted to study, you plan it in a very well, definitely you will get an advantage. So, the planning is important, and that too without wasting any time for the next 2 weeks. If you prepare in a well ordered manner, you will get a wonderful ranks. So I wanted to discuss about what to do in these 2 weeks and also about the math, physics, chemistry, what topics you have to do in the last 2 years. Because for the last 2 years you studied all the topics. That is different. So now what to do? So now, if we take carefully, the major thing is everyone, students, many are asking that what is the qualification marks or what are the marks required to get into a seat. So that mark, if we wanted to do, one thing important is around 95 marks. If we get you out of 300, around 95 marks you will be qualified and say will get an opportunity to write the advanced exam. First point you have to remember. So that 95 marks in general, I will make it as like this: 40 physics, 35 chemistry, 20 mathematics marks. Means 40 indicate that 10 questions. This is 35 indicate that 12 questions. 12 into this is 10. This is 9 questions. 9 into 4 36, and this is 5 into 4. Means if we can attempt 5 questions, because in the JEE means for the last 3 years also you can go through it, the math paper will be very hard. So math you can attempt 5 questions perfectly, solving perfectly. You can do 7 or 8, but 5 may be correct. And chemistry 9 and physics 10. These questions will give you are a qualifying marks. Means 40 plus 35 plus 9. 20, 95 marks if you get into a paper of the JEE means in all the three subjects together, you will be allowed to the qualification or you will get a qualification marks. And that too, that is, I am talking about advanced qualification. You may be qualified for the advanced if you are getting around 95. And this you have to remember, sometimes morning, evening slot, there are 5 days exams, 10 slots exams are there. So you have to remember that easy paper means you have to get 100. Hard paper means you have to get 90. Means in between 90 to 100 it vary depending upon the paper what they have given, easy or moderate or hard, depends upon that. You have to get 90 to 100. And on average, I'm talking that 95 marks are enough. For the 95 marks in general, if it is the last 3 years, so many students marks, if I see, those who are getting for physics 40, chemistry 35, 20 maths, because maths is the hardest, you will get 95 marks and will be qualified. Whereas to get a very good seat in a good prestigious institute of the NIT, then you have to get around 200 marks. That 200 marks, we can say like this: 80 marks in physics, 70 in chemistry, and 50 in math. If we get this 80, 70 plus 50, definitely you will get a seat in a good institute. So that is a to get into a good National Institute of Technology, a seat in that, you have to get around 80 physics, chemistry 70, and physics math. Some extraordinary students will be there who are math perfect, chemistry less, physics may be perfect. We got, but in general, I'm talking on an average. And that too, this indicates that 20 questions. This indicates that around 18 questions. This indicates that around 12 questions. 12 to 13, 17 to 18, this 20 questions. You can attempt, you will get a wonderful rank and you will be getting a good rank to get into a good institute of the NIT, National Institute of Technology. Next point is, in an average institute, you wanted to join in a NIT only, in the average institute, or AAA, a good college you wanted to join, then 140 marks are enough for that. 140 marks means you have to get a physics 60, 50 is the math, chemistry, 30 is the math. This will give a 140 marks. You will get a NIT seat, but not a first prestigious institute. So, not a good branch. If you go, you wanted to go to college and good branch, 200 marks. If you want to NIT prestigious institute only, but branch may not be correct, we can't tell, then it is a 140 marks. You wanted to qualify for only advance, that is around 95 marks. This is the pattern for the JEE means. Now for this, the last one, because 2 years you have studied, the major thing you have to remember that always this 1 week you prepare at home, last 3 days, next week, that means 24th exam, no? Before 24th, 3 or 4 grand model test you write. Without preparation, grand model test writing is waste. You prepare well thoroughly, Sankranti holidays also there. So this 10 days you prepare, last 3 days you write the grand models, you will get a wonderful. You will get a, without tension you can write. Then 24th onwards actual exam you write. Now for that what we have to do? All the chapter doing is different. The last very quick revision of, you see here, sets and relation is a compulsory question. Because some topics are deleted, few questions compulsory we can tell, that is a sets and relation. Another thing is statistics. And in overall view, I am telling clearly, the last moment, all the papers you can't solve at least 20 to 24, 20, 21, 22, 23 papers. All the papers you have to solve. If time does not permit for you, at least you have to do 22 and 23 question papers. 22, 2022, January, April, 2023, January, April 2. These papers at least you have to solve. 22 and 23 paper compulsory previous year questions. No, just 2022, 2023 questions you have to solve. Compulsory. And the next point, which chapter? All chapter you can't do. So statistics, sets and relation, and statistics. Three-dimensional geometry, luckily, the plane related questions are deleted. Means we can expect this time. Shortest distance between the two lines, symmetric form, parametric form of the lines, and the problem related to DRS and DCs and internal angular bisector. These are the most important in 3D geometry because the plane and line related questions are deleted. Next, the matrix and determinant. So very huge chapter, and generally they are giving the matrices, adjoint, set of adjoint, and the linear equations. Maybe trivial, non-trivial, no solution, and say infinite solution, all that. Next point. In vector algebra, because multiple product of vectors are deleted, dot and cross products are very, very, very important this time with respect to the projections also. Differential equation, formation of the differential equation is deleted. So linear equation is a must. Linear equation are variable separation. If you do these two, definitely you will get one question. Circle is a wide chapter, but only formula based. You have to prepare. In conics, because some parts are deleted. General methods of parabola, ellipse, hyperbola. General methods I'm talking. General means eccentricity, length of line sector, major axis, minor axis, all these related questions, and equation of the curve through midpoint, directrix circle, auxiliary circle, double ordinate, focal chord, all these general questions from the conics they will be. Next point, sequence and series, because arithmetic or geometric progression, harmonic progression is not there, AP-GP questions. In binomial theorem, quotient problems are deleted, so you will get the problem related to terms, middle term, greatest term, numerically greatest term, sum of the term, sum of the even term, sum of the odd terms, or you can say remainder left. All that type of questions are expected in the binomial theorem. So these are the chapters you have to go through for this 10 days minimum. Already you got time, all the chapters you revise, that is different. But I am talking about an average student. At least these chapters, if you take carefully, here one question, two questions, these two together is three questions, differential equation one, circle, conics, three questions, Sequence and series 1. So you see 6, 7, 10, 14. It's enough. 14 to 15 questions you solidly attempt. I'm not talking about the other topic. Other topic already you know. But at least in the last moment, this you have to prepare. So you are able to attempt 14 questions, or I can say 10 to 15 questions. A wonderful score you get. 10 to 15 questions you can able to attempt, you'll get a wonderful score. That you have to remember for the mathematics purpose. And remember carefully, the last 3-4 days before the mains exam only, you write the grand test. Without wasting time, you prepare math, physics, chemistry thoroughly. If you take the chemistry, majority of the topics you take, say you have to do the NCERT book based. Compulsory NCERT book, you have to prepare thoroughly, line to line, several times I told. In that, what to do means, 1 minute. So now coming to the physics part. So what to do in the last moment? Easiest topic is the modern physics, thermodynamics, instant dimension, semiconductor, ray optics, electrostatic current electricity, EMI, AC, and if you take along with that magnetism, these are the easy topics. In that, if you take the modern physics of photoelectric effect, de Broglie's laws, Bohr's model, in the modern physics, all these are very, very important. Along with that, if you take UV rays, X-rays, their uses, where they are used. And next, if you take thermodynamics, first law, second law, zeroth law, already we know that's a very easy CP-CV relation, mean free path, or cyclic processes. All these are very important in the thermodynamics. Instant dimensions are normal, along with the errors you have to remember. And semiconductor, easiest thing is the semiconductor, because the transistor part is deleted. PN junction diode, logic gates, definitely one question. Whereas if you take the ray optics, in that, what you can say, lens combination formulas, optical isomerism, the related to that is there. Optical instruments, isomerism will come in that. Optical instruments, and image and object distances, the positions. So lens combination formulas, all these are very, very important for ray optics. Whereas electrostatic and current electricity, if we take Gauss law, flux based, and electric field in axial line, equatorial line, and combined resistance, the series, parallel connections, and power based formulas, voltmeter, ammeter, all these are the very important. So this also you have to remember very carefully, because this is the easiest topics and a compulsory questions, and that is too for the last 3 years onwards they are giving easy questions. Out of math, physics, chemistry, physics only they are giving easy. And if you take EMI and electric current, in that say LR and RC circuits, resonance are very, very important. All other chapter you will do, but this is a must. And that too, what happened means these topics, particularly theoretical chapters like this, semiconductor, ray optics, you go through the NCERT line to line, to be very much that you have to do. So easy scoring chapter is the physics. Now coming to the chemistry part. So because the last 10, only 2 weeks are left. After that, 3-4 days, you'll write the grand model test. So before that, what you have to prepare? Already I told the physics is easiest, moderate is the chemistry, hard paper will be the mathematics. So in the chemistry, particularly majority of the chapters, if you take complex compounds, B block, chemical bonding, P, S and P block elements, SP block elements, and general organic chemistry, biomolecules, D and F block. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This chapter purely NCERT book. Each and every point of NCERT, because last moment all the chapter you cannot read. So I'm telling clearly the line to line of this chapter: complex compound, chemical bonding, SNP block, general organic chemistry, biomolecules, D and F block. If you read, you will be having a much advantage. So in that, what happened means, in the complex compound, many times I told the magnetic properties, ligands, effective atomic numbers, their different natures, color, all this in a complex compound, and various chemical bonding. If you take molecular orbital theory, valence bond theory, VSC-PRT, valence cell electron pair repulsion, and dipole moment, and bond orders, that is bond length, bond energy, all that is also very, very important in the chemical bonding. Whereas SNP block purely line to line reading only. So next, thermodynamics already I told, in the physics also, the chemistry also, the topics are there already, that is a different type of laws, and P and V, PV equal to constant, and thermochemistry, and free energy, Gibbs energy, all these are in thermodynamics important. Whereas general organic chemistry, if you take general organic chemistry, IUPAC naming, acid basic, acidic and basic properties, isomerism, and electronic effects, different effects are there, and different reagents. And in organic chemistry, named reactions are important. In that, mechanism is important. And the different organic reactions, the temperatures, catalyst, reagents, and the products in the named reaction, they are very, very, very important. Whereas if you take in the other than the general organic chemistry, if you wanted to do aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid, there the preparations and properties are most important. This also you have to remember. Whereas in the electrochemistry, Nernst equation, Faraday's first law, second law is important. This also you have to remember. So, and in the chemical kinetics, first order reactions, rate of the reactions, how it will change, and Arrhenius theory, all these are the important topics, particularly in the chemistry, because the majority are the theoretical chapters. Out of this, if you take electrochemistry and thermodynamics, except these two, 1, 2, 3, chemical kinetics, electrochemistry, and thermodynamics. Other three are totally, other chapters are purely based, theoretical. So the reading the NCERT book line to line will give a much advantage. So now I'm repeating the examination, during examination, before examination, some points you have to remember. What is that mean? Health maintenance is important, and tension relief. Don't feel any tension during examination, because already whatever you have prepared for the last 2 years, this 10 days you revise, then very coolly you go to the exam. And one more important point, you are not writing say 30 questions in math, 30 physics, 30 chemistry, there you. So an average student, if you take, you try to attempt 60 marks, means 15 questions in the physics, 50 marks, means around 12 to 13 questions in the chemistry, and 40 marks, around 10 questions in the mathematics. You will give a good seat, not wonderful. Whereas if you wanted to more, you are above average student, this is nothing but 80, this is nothing but 70, this is nothing but 50. So wonderful score, a good seat you will get. So these are the things you have to remember. And for this, one more important point, which order you are writing the examination. Don't stuck up at one point. I will say that whether you are interested in chemistry or math or physics, I don't know, depends upon the student's interest. In general, chemistry paper you take, easy questions, around 10 questions you attempt first round. Physics, around 10 to 12 questions you first round. In math, you attempt around 5 to 6 questions in the first round. This itself will give 40 marks, 40 marks, 20 marks. 100 marks are over. You are qualified. In the first round, it will take 1.5 hours because you are selecting easy questions, easy questions, easy questions. In the paper, totally easy questions will be that only. The main it will be very hard. So 10, 10, 5 questions only you are attempting. That means you are attempting only 100 marks. Easy in the first round. Then after 1.5 hours is over, easy questions perfectly you do it, and then you go to the again chemistry remaining questions. It depends upon you. Around 8 or 10 questions, again 8 or 10 questions, again 3 or 4 questions, or maybe 5 or 6 questions. Because maths will take much time. After doing this, another 5, 6 questions, or maybe another 7, 8 questions you attempt in the math. Wonderful score you will get. So this is the pattern, and in the last moment, so don't feel tension. You try to attempt the questions around. I am repeating again, 50 to 55 questions out of total 90 questions. If you attempt, you will get a wonderful seat. If you attempt 40 to 45 questions, you will get a triple IT, a good seat, but not average. Whereas if you attempt around 30 questions, you will be qualified. You will be qualified for the advance. This you have to remember, and see, don't do everyday examination grand model. After preparation for another 1 week or 10 days, you write 3 to 4 grand model tests. You will have very much advantage. And while writing, don't stick up to the one paper. Chemistry, physics, math, first round easy. Next round, like that you do. So all the best for your exams. You'll stop.